We come to the last event in the survival, the Timex 3-kilometer beach run. The athletes have to run 3 laps of this 1,000 meter course in the soft sand. This is energy sapping stuff. Race commentator Glenn Eldridge.
Hi and welcome back. The last discipline, the 3K run, possibly the hardest event out of this Ironman contest. A few cold faces down there. There's Goran, looking surprisingly confident for this run, but does he realise what's in front of him? They're waiting for the starter's hands now. They're looking anxious. Great start there, Nick Thorne, as always, out to the front. And Andrew Byatt taking up the pace with our German competitor Thomas Zackart. You can't miss that yellow lycra vest of Nick Thorne. Taking up the pace quite early, not sure if that's a wise move. He might have to pay for this later on. Look at the beach there, undulating. We've got surges of white water coming up the beach. It really makes a difference for these competitors. As a former competitor myself last year, this was the worst event. It's the softest sand in Cornwall. At the time you're running it, it feels like the softest sand in the world. They turn the first Timex turning flag, and Nick Thorne looking comfortable. Thomas Zackart in second, and Ryan Butcher again, he's still in there. This man refuses to lay down, and Guy Blackford put in a very good run there. As we look further down the field, that's Andrew Byatt. A few of the girls just setting out a little bit easy. They know they've got a long way to go. As they make their way back down to the finish flag, they'll have 2 more loops after this. And still Nick Thorne in front. Just to give you an idea of the competitors that we have running today, Thomas Zackart in 3rd place was actually gained a bronze medal in the World 2K Soft Sand Championship in Rescue 94. There's Guy Blackford. Now they run up into the finishing line. This doesn't look like much of a hill, but believe me, when you're out there, it feels like Mount Everest. And it's the last thing you want to do when your legs are just screaming out for oxygen. There's a Swedish competitor coming through. Feeling the pain already, only on his first lap. Ryan Butcher in 2nd place, but he looks like he's struggling a little bit there. But Nick Thorne, very composed, head up, nice easy stride. Obviously a crowd favourite. Thomas Zackart just behind them too. That's got to be a daunting sight, turning that flag, trying to focus on the flag another kilometre down the beach. Thomas Zackart, bronze medalist in the Rescue 94 World Championships, 2K run. Andrew Byatt, just behind Guy Blackford there. Matt Thomas, again a great tactician, as they head down to the southern end of the beach. And look, there's Matt going now, putting a big burn past Andrew Byatt. Guy Blackford, none of them responding, their legs really screaming out for oxygen right now. That was a great move by Matt. He'll keep that burn up for a little while longer. Craig Robinson from Wales trying to respond, but he really isn't making up the ground. There's Sharky White, just at the back of that pack. He's a teacher from London. And there's Michelle Gammon, looking a little tense. She knows that she's got 2 other competitors hot on her heels. And there was Lee Snedden just behind her going around the flag. Another fantastic shot. Shows you just how far these competitors have to run, trying to dodge the surging waves. But Thomas Zackart, the dark horse of the run, we know he's capable of great things, but just giving Nick a little bit of breathing space at the moment, but Nick's got to be feeling that pressure. Just to give you an idea of the pressure on these competitors at the moment, there's only 2 points separating the top 3 competitors. Nick is on 86, Matt is on 85, and Andrew Byatt is on 84. Ryan Butcher has slipped back just a couple of points to 82. Now as we see, Nick is in the lead, Thomas Zackart is in 2nd, and Ryan Butcher, the South African competitor, in 3rd, with Matt Thomas a little way behind in 4th place. Now if Matt can take a couple of places, that could make all the difference to the overall standing points. Nick Thorne actually competed for Great Britain at the European Champs this year in Bournemouth, He won 5 gold medals, making him European champion in his respective disciplines. Just behind in that pack behind him, we have Sharky White. He's a school teacher from London, so it just shows you these are normal people from around the country who've decided to take up the sport of Ironman. Nick Thorne crossing the line, looking quite comfortable as the final lap bell sounds. Thomas Zackart shouting him. As you can see, Thomas is right behind Nick there, and he's aiming to land in his footsteps so he gets harder sand to run on. Really looking for every advantage to help take out this 3K run. Thomas looking very composed. I think this German competitor might have something up his sleeve. And there's Ryan Butcher from South Africa, sucking in the air. He knows he's got one more lap left. Don't let these idyllic surroundings betray the pain and the agony that these people are going through. You can only wonder what they're going through at the moment. The soft sand, their feet fall away from every time they take a step. And there's Michelle Gammon, smile on her face, but I'm sure her legs are telling a different story. Working hard now. She's only going to have to go around this turning flag one more time, and she'll have about 800 metres left to finish the 3K soft sand run. Michelle is an outstanding competitor, being a part of the Great Britain lifesaving team for many years, and there's Lee Snedden. She's only possibly 10 metres behind her. Now this would be a great upset if Lee could catch up to Michelle. Does she have it left in her legs though? She's looking a little bit tired. Focusing on that southern flag. Every step is taking her closer to home. And there's Thomas. He's made his move, and boy, he's made a lot of ground on Nick already. What a competitor. He's turning the last flag now. He's got to possibly have 400 metres left. Nick, if he's going to make a move, he's really got to retaliate now. As we look down the beach, boy, doesn't that run look long there. It shows you the calibre of these competitors. They've really opened up quite a lead on the rest of the pack. And Matt Thomas, he's ahead of Ryan Butcher. Now how is that going to affect the overall standings? Sharky White, he's also made a move. And Andrew Byatt just behind Craig Robinson from Wales. And there's Thomas, looking very composed. He knows he's got in the bag. Nice little hand signal, he'll be pleased with that for the Timex 3K soft sand run. Look at him, pleased as punch. And there's Nick coming up the beach. He's got second place, but has he done enough to take out the overall title of the Survival Ironman at Porthmeor Beach? That hurt. A smile, but I know his legs are hurting. As we look now for the rest of the competitors coming up the beach. And there's Matt Thomas, he's extended his lead, and Sharky White coming around the corner with Andrew Byatt. What a great finish these guys have got. They're pushing hard. Look at this race between these guys, grimacing. Every point counts. Andrew Byatt coming across the line. Was that enough to pushing up the leader ladder? A few handshakes going around. These boys are pleased to finish this event. And there's Michelle Gammon. Last bit of energy now. She knows she's going to cross the line. Only a couple of metres to go. Looking a little bit tired, but this is the last race. There's no more to do. It's all over bar the shouting. Good race there by Michelle, beating a lot of guys. And there's Leah Snedden from New Zealand, hot on her heels. Great race between these two competitors. They've been fighting it out all the way along now. She'll be relieved to cross the line. And look at the exhaustion on that competitor, completely spent. And there's Kelly Van Veek in third.
Oh yeah, it was pretty hard for me, digging in this deep sand, knee deep, nearly. With my 85 kilograms at the moment, I'm pretty battling hard. Yeah, I thought I'd go rather for a tactic than for a leading from the front, and I kept Nick in front of me, just making the pace, and I tried to keep up. And at the end I thought I've got still something in my tank, so I put a bit on the gas and overtook him there. Luckily for me, he couldn't come up anymore. I wasn't sure how his energy is still in there.
Germany takes out top spot, with the British guys close behind. Ryan Butcher from South Africa finishes in 7th. Down in 18th place is Michelle Gammon, closely followed by Lee Snedden of New Zealand. Let's get some comments from the leading competitors in this survival event.
Yeah, I was very pleased. The run is always a grueling event. I was just pleased to get round, really.
And where do you think you came overall?
I think I would have come first. The only one I lost was the board. And the South African girl didn't beat me in anything else. So I think I've won, but I won't count my chickens until I see the results.
It was so hard. The 3K run is honestly the hardest race I've ever done in my life. I've never experienced such pain. My legs cramped up after the first part of it, the first leg, and it was just honestly hanging in there for the rest of the race. It was unreal.
It's really, really good racing. I've really enjoyed this event. I've never really done a format like this before, but it's really been interesting and good competition. And I think I've made a few friends, and that's what it's all about.
Michelle Gammon wins the women's event, Lee Snedden of New Zealand in second, Kelly van Wyk in third.
I've enjoyed the race, it was great fun. It was great to finish equal, like I would love to finish first, but it was great to finish second, pull up after that run. I had a great run to get up to equal second with Matt overall.
Oh, really pleased. I would have been pleased with the top 5 position, but to get a joint second, unbelievable.
I think I've done pretty well in the results. Managed to pull through a first, second, fourth and second again, so I think I'm pretty much, I've secured a good spot in winning it, so I should be happy.
Nick Thorne takes the winner's check from Ginsters, the survival sponsors. Great Britain takes the top 3, followed by Ryan Butcher of South Africa and Thomas Zackert, Germany. Stuart Glenn of Australia is in 6th, and Thierry Kraviak of France finishes in 7th. Great performance by Michelle Gammon to finish 9th overall. Lee Snedden, New Zealand, is in 15th, and Kelly van Wyk of South Africa finished 18th. A superb performance by 20 Ironmen and 10 Ironwomen in the Ginsters 1999 survival.
I think everybody suffered in the swim because the water was so cold, and the key was to try and get warm before the ski race. And it was mentally tough in the swim just to keep going. You just had to keep pushing through and to forget about the cold. Well, we're used to training in these conditions, so you could say we're the real Ironmen.